Welcome back to the All Out Attack podcast. Today we're joined by guest Sakaya. Check out his YouTube in the link in the bio. He's done many videos on how to stream like Mark Goldbridge.
Just getting so embarrassed.
So we'll start off by speaking just a bit about the Europa League. So obviously, first game. Well, the earlier game was obviously the highlight game, United Milan, and obviously Milan were quick out the blocks. They got an early goal disallowed, which should have been disallowed.
Was that the offside? There was an offside one. There was an offside one at first.
Yeah,
that was in the first 5 minutes or something. Then there's a second one, which I don't know. I don't really see the replays, but it was a good finish.
It was. Oh man, what a hit! Like he just from the throw-in, he just turned. But it sort of. As the throw-in came, it kind of hit his hand, it handballed, and that flicked it up, and then he volleyed it.
It was so unlucky, to be fair.
Yeah,
what goal?
It was a great hit.
I rated Diallo's goal, though.
Oh, yeah.
That was a sick goal. I rate Maguire's miss.
Yeah, Maguire's miss was so funny.
I don't know. When I watched that, I was like, wait, was he offside or something? And then, I couldn't believe it. It was so bad. He was literally a yard out, and it hits his shin, and it hits the post.
It was bad as Choupo-Moting for PSG. Have you seen that miss?
Yeah, that was awful. That was the worst miss I've ever seen.
Werner versus Leeds.
Oh, yeah.
On the goal line.
Oh, that was... He literally,
cleared it.
The defender there. He literally cleared it.
Yeah, that was really bad.
I think that might have been worse than Maguire. Torres was awful when he...
but he did everything right at first. He just missed the goal.
The thing is with the others is the ball was kind of coming at them. That one he had control of it, and he beat the keeper, and then he just completely missed.
Well, he made up for it against Barcelona.
I was watching that. I don't know how he messed that up. I was just sitting there we're finished it. He's done it, and then he just blasted it wide.
Yeah. But that miss was awful. That Harry Maguire miss. But then obviously you thought you had it, and then for some reason. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thought it was a good idea to bring on Brandon Williams. Not that he was at fault for the goal, but I don't know why when you're winning 1-0, you'd bring on Brandon Williams.
And you take off your star man. Yeah, it's Leipzig where he brought on our Williams and Fusu Mensah in the 80th minute, and it was we need to get a win. Why are you giving reserve players a run out? This isn't Tranmere Rovers. This is RB Leipzig.
I'm telling you, if Ole didn't have good players, he would be very average, I think.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But, yeah, so I thought that was a good game, United, obviously, it was at Old Trafford, wasn't it? Or it was at home leg? So, obviously, you concede an away goal. I still think you're going to go through. I've got a feeling you're going to do them in the second leg. But, obviously, maybe some of their players might be back, though, like Teo Hernandez.
Ibra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ibra could be back.
Yeah.
Half the squad was missing.
Yeah, literally. And Rebic was also out.
Yeah.
If he comes back, he's a good player.
Yeah, we both had sort of a lot of injured players in those games. Martial went off at half time. That's why they brought Diallo on, because he was injured as well.
Yeah.
What impact?
Diallo did better than Martial would have done in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They were probably struggling for injuries a bit more than
exactly.
But it was still. Obviously, you still have your injuries, so Yeah.
But they kind of outplayed us in that first half, especially.
Would you say sorry?
I was just in the first half, they sort of just outplayed us.
Yeah.
They were just so dominant in that first half.
Milan are a good team. Obviously they got smoked by Inter the other week, but I watch a bit of Serie A, and they do play good football.
Yeah.
It was evident in the game against United. So moving on to Callum, do you want to speak about Tottenham for a bit? I was watching the Arsenal game, but I've seen the highlights.
Yeah, just Harry Kane again. Literally, it was just 2 good goals by him, and Zagreb were actually better than I thought they were, but Gareth Bale did miss quite a sitter. Gareth Bale missed a sitter at the end, but it wasn't anything special. 2-0, we were in charge of the tie. I'll take it. Especially
You're going to go through
the derby this weekend, so we'll talk about that more later, though. But yeah, that's it, really.
Is Kane going to be fit for it? Because I know he went off
Oh yeah.
He's always fit. He always goes off. Like before Northern derbies, and he always starts and scores a penalty. Literally, always scores a penalty every game.
I'm back to score a double at the weekend.
It's going to be a great game. We'll speak more about it later. But yeah, I mean, I just thought I can't really judge because I only watched the highlights. Same with the Rangers game. I thought Tottenham did look comfortable. But I mean, you'd think that you'd be able to beat them more. But I mean, you'd take it, wouldn't you? You know,
the only reason it was 2-0 was because I think Mourinho didn't want to concede the away goal in the first leg, which is fair enough. 2-0, I'm definitely taking over 3-1. I think 2-0.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't want them getting an away goal because obviously that's a big thing if they can get that away goal. But you know, speaking of away goals, that Arsenal game, I actually really enjoyed it, Sakar. I don't know about you, but
it was nervy. Particularly, it was 1-1 up until the 79th minute.
Yeah.
So you're there thinking only one away goal, that wouldn't be enough. But the 2 goals really gives Arsenal a bit of a cushion going into the second leg.
Gabriel's goal was better than Olen's, in my opinion.
The technique on that. You know, I thought if they'd have pointed that out, I'd have been pissed off. I can't lie. Even though I'm not an Arsenal fan, I wanted them to win. And, it would have been the softest free kick I've ever seen if they hadn't have given it. But, yeah, that was a great header. And but I thought Olympiacos, again, said this last year, they surprised me again. I always write them off against Arsenal, and then they come out of a deep... it wasn't a 3-1 game. It could have easily gone either way, I think. Because for 79 minutes, it was very even, and Olympiacos were the better side at the start of the second half, in my opinion.
Was it even, though? Or was it just Arsenal made errors in the game?
No, I actually thought there was a period from half-time until Arsenal got their second goal. From when Olympiacos scored and rattled Arsenal, there was a period of probably about 25 minutes where Olympiacos were dominant.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Arsenal will take it. 3 away goals probably secured them a spot in the... You'd think it secured them a spot in the quarterfinals. I'm excited because it means there could be Rangers, Spurs, United and Arsenal all in the quarters, and I'd love that.
I want Arsenal versus Spurs in one of these rounds at least.
Yeah. I was speaking to one of my mates about it. He's an Arsenal fan. He was saying he doesn't want that because he'd be too nervous.
I'd want to have it.
You know what? I think if it's in Europa League, I think Arsenal would do them.
Fair play.
Yeah. Well, it depends actually, because I do say Tottenham bottle it, but it's Mourinho. It's different. Yeah. You know, he doesn't tend to bottle things, but then it's just the club, isn't it? I mean, it's just bottle job FC. So I don't know. They could pull it off, but my money, I'll speak again.
What do you think of Odegaard's goal?
I mean, awful keeping.
Awful keeper. Yeah.
It was good hit, but awful keeping. He made some good saves though.
Leno decided to run up the Olympiacos keeper and absolutely howled it for the Olympiacos goal.
That was awful. Mate, why did he pass it to Ceballos there? Yeah. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure you must like Leno, Sakaya.
Yeah, I think he's a good goalkeeper. He's a good shot stopper.
Yeah.
It's with his feet that is a bit sketchy. So,
yeah, agreed. I just think, you know, he makes some very good saves. Yeah, but as you say, he has got a mistake in him. It's a bit like Lloris, Tottenham.
Yeah.
They're both good keepers, but they've just both got mistakes in them. I mean, even in the World Cup final, he's made a mistake.
He always does that. Whenever it gets to the high pressure moments, he always slips up. I don't know. I've seen a lot of times when it's when it comes to late 80 minutes or even against Croatia in the final. That was a really bad. I don't know. I still think about that. How did he give that goal away? Let's get it straight to them.
Yeah, that was calamity. But it was Mandzukic, wasn't it? Put it away.
Yeah.
He's a good player. But yeah, should we move on? Because we've been waiting to speak about it the whole time, basically. North London Derby Day, Sunday. Who are we backing? Who are we backing to the win?
Well, everyone do it individually. Yeah, the two non-supporters should put their predictions in first.
So I've actually gone with Callum's gonna be happy with me. I've gone 3-1 Tottenham.
At the Emirates.
Because I'll explain.
They've only won once at the Emirates in the Premier League.
Really?
Yeah, they've only won once in the Premier. They've won twice.
I did not know that stat, but
once or twice, yeah.
I just think, Bale's finding his form. Kane, well, he's been on form all season, but he's like at the top of his game at the moment. Son,
he's a bit off.
He gets involved, but it's mainly about them two. But I've got a feeling Kane, Son, and Bale are gonna bag, and I just think
it's bold.
Yeah, I know. I just think, and I mean Arsenal. Okay, I think Arsenal one of the goals will be an Arsenal mistake. But yeah, that's my prediction. I just think 3-1.
Man, it's inevitable, an Arsenal mistake. You think about Xhaka, Leno, Ceballos twice.
Luis
nearly conceded. It nearly gave them a goal yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. That was awful.
Oh man.
Yeah.
At this point, it's inevitable.
But
I just
I don't doubt Arsenal because you beat Leicester 3-1 recently. You beat us early in the season 1-0. Even against City, you managed to hold out, and they only got one past you, and you had a few opportunities you potentially could have put away. But I think Arsenal, they're a weird side. They've got a mistake in them. They probably got one of their weakest team they've had in a long time. They don't. Aubameyang was the star man, but he just hasn't really been there this season.
Yeah, he's on form at the moment. He scored 8 in his last 9 games.
Yeah, he's been great recently, actually.
Yeah.
He's come back on it, but I'm saying just in general around this whole season, if you get to look at it from a season overview, it just hasn't been a great season.
Yeah.
And but that's I'll just say that the whole sort of Arsenal team kind of reflects they just seem like a weaker side compared to in previous years they've had Ozil, Sanchez. Before that, they had Van Persie's and whatnot, and I don't know. I think if Aubameyang keeps up this form, that's what they need. They need a star man, like someone to sort of lead them through. And but I think I'm going 1-1 really. I'm thinking
that
that
is the most fair result.
I don't know. I could see Tottenham getting an early goal because that's what they do. Hit on the counter attack or something and. Just maybe Bale gets an early lead, Kane to Bale, and just finishes it off. But Arsenal, they might. I could see Gabriel getting like a little cheeky header from a corner or something, especially with Dyer and Sanchez in defence.
No, we'll be Alderweireld and Sanchez.
Oh, it'll be Alderweireld.
I can predict our first 11 right now if you wanted me to, and I'll probably get it right. To be fair.
Go for it. One.
Lloris, Doherty. Alderweireld, Sanchez, Reguilon, Højbjerg, and Ndombele, Bale, Lucas, Son, Kane.
That's solid. That is solid.
100% will be that team. If it's not that team, then I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something.
Clip that.
Yeah, you got to clip that.
Arsenal will probably go. Lloris, you'd expect. Luis, Gabriel, probably a similar team to what they played in the Europa League, wouldn't it be, Sapara?
Yeah, I think it'd be the same. Maybe Pepe might come in.
Yeah,
he's been on good form, but Arteta just doesn't seem to trust him. Like he has a good couple games, then he's on the bench.
But if he's been I think he's been on the bench quite a lot recently. So I don't see him starting against Spurs really. I think he'll go for Willian again or who started again? Was it Willian started yesterday?
Yeah, Willian started.
Pepe.
I start Pepe. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Pepe over Willian.
No, but
Pepe, Spurs? Saka and Odegaard behind Aubameyang. I like Odegaard.
Is Mourinho playing a low block? Do you still play low block? Because I think against Benfica they had a low block, and Arteta said that he brought Willian on because of that low block. So maybe you might see that Pepe won't play. It'll be Willian, unfortunately, for us.
I think Willian will play. To be fair.
You know what? He didn't have a bad game against Olympiacos, but
he got an
the thing
assist.
is with Willian, at Chelsea, he seemed to be when he got the ball, he'd always look for a forward pass. Arsenal, it just feels like when he gets the ball and he'll just play it back to Ceballos or Xhaka. And it's a weird one because you expect him to be looking into the box, trying to pick out Aubameyang, and then he's just sort of going backwards.
Saka's sort of the only one that does that, doesn't he?
Yeah, Odegaard's good at it, and
Odegaard's
Smith Rowe, actually, when he plays, I actually do really like Smith Rowe.
I do, yeah, he's good. I think Odegaard, I think he's starting to come into it. In the first few games, he was quite anonymous. He didn't really have much to do as he first came in. But yeah, like you saw yesterday with, he's a very talented player. I think we all know that. Obviously, he's been at Real, and you guys got him on loan, so that's it's kind of win-win situation. He's getting played. He's getting what's called playing time, and he's getting it at I mean, they're now a mid-table club, but Arsenal once were.
I don't think they're a mid-table club. I think they're having an off-season. Europa League at least.
I still class them as Big Six club.
Yeah, Big Six.
No, of course they are, but I'm just gonna rub it in their faces, aren't I? I'm gonna use it against them.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, do you think, Sakai, what's the maximum you'd pay for Odegaard?
I don't know. Arsenal don't have money, really.
But say if someone said 50 mil, Odegaard's yours.
50 million.
That's what I reckon it'd be around that because he's 22.
Young,
He's Real Madrid property. Don't forget they don't need the money really.
I think.
You know what? Arsenal have got money. It just all goes into Kroenke's back pocket. That's all it is.
Yeah,
you have the most expensive season tickets,
but no one's there's people. They haven't been fans.
Yeah, obviously they haven't been fans.
Capacity for over a year.
I'm saying generally, you always go for free agent stuff. You Arsenal do have money, but it's just more so the owners aren't willing to spend.
Yeah,
that's become the case with United as well.
They managed to get 45 million for Partey. So,
Siraj, did you just say that's the same as United? Because that is deluded. You literally
no. I'm saying recently, especially this summer, because obviously of the virus, the clubs aren't spending as much. But things like we didn't get Sancho, we didn't get Grealish because
yeah, okay.
He wanted, and you're not gonna get both of them because that's a lot of money probably. But
200 million was it?
Yeah,
I'm
saying it's with under Van Gaal and even Mourinho, we splashed out some big money back then, and
yeah, true.
It was just the board didn't really accept Ollie's demands in this summer. While someone like Frank, but at the same time, Frank was backed as well, and it didn't work out for him. He got he spent was it 50 million on Werner, 80 million, 72 million on Havertz?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He spent I think he spent only 20 on Ziyech.
Yeah.
The thing is though, Frank just spent his money wrong. He just went he was like a kid in a toy shop.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the right expression there, but yeah, he was like a kid in a toy shop, just I want him. And just didn't think about who would actually suit the style of play. He just sort of spent for the sake of spending it. And that's why I didn't rate him as manager, because they were really underperforming considering.
Yeah.
And I think people said it was too early. I said from the start, I think it was the right decision. And, Tuchel's come in and revolutionised them. They've got Leeds, actually, on Saturday. Obviously, by the time this goes out, it might have already been played. But I think that's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling Chelsea are going to win.
Yeah, 3-1
I put 3-1 as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be a good game. But moving on to United, obviously you've got West Ham.
Yeah.
And West Ham have been the second best team in the Prem in 2021, only after City. And Moyes has set West Ham up pretty nicely. He's got, as much as it pains me to admit, they play good football now. I'm sure if Aiden was here, he'd be jumping on that bandwagon. But you watch them play and you think this is not West Ham. It's crazy this season.
They're a completely different team. They're becoming like his Everton team.
Yeah, literally.
Cresswell was Leighton Baines. Ogbonna and Thingy, wasn't it? Jagielka and Hibbert, and then
Hibbert. What a ball.
And Souček is as Fellaini,
Yeah, literally. Souček's just a better Fellaini.
Yeah.
Souček's kind of more. Well, I don't know if he's more like him, but he's as good as Tim Cahill was.
Yeah, I mean, 10K.
Millwall.
Mate, he's a Mill legend. But yeah, West Ham, I think they're going to get a draw out of it just because.
Draw?
I mean,
they did all right in the FA Cup, didn't they? They had a couple good chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think it's going to be 1-1 because I think it'll be cagey at the start. Ole against the bigger teams tends to kind of hold back a bit, and obviously West Ham, you can class them as one of the like big teams this year.
Yeah.
In terms of that, they're in the fight for Europe, so I think he'll look to defend quite a bit. But then I think West Ham will score first. I've got a feeling they're going to score first, and then United will peg it back in second.
Yeah. That I mean, like last time we played them, they were all over us in that first half, and then you brought Fernandes and Rashford on. It just changed the game.
Yeah.
But what's it called? I think we'll get the upper hand really. You know, I like West Ham. They're a good side, and they've always had good players. They've played good football. You know, they've never been a European side, but you know, for a Premier League team, they've always been decent. And I just think whenever we play them, like not in a bad way, but they usually. What I mean is, it's just that United usually get the upper hand. Like West Ham, like what's it called? Back in December was probably the closest they've got to like beating us in a while. I mean, to be honest, I haven't really been keeping up these past couple of seasons much, but usually United West Ham is usually not comfortable, but it's an easier game for us compared to playing like Southampton or something.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, but I mean what you got to remember is in December West Ham are a mid-table side.
Yeah.
Now they're, as I say, they've been the second best team since turn of the year. I mean, I can't believe I'm backing West Ham here, but yeah, I'm going to go for a draw.
Yeah, it could happen. You know, they obviously we've got injuries and stuff, and you know we've let down James. I'm not sure what we're gonna get done, but like I don't know. I just think like especially in the second half of that game, they opened up a bit, and we sort of saw those opportunities or those spaces, and you know Rashford scored, and you know we scored. You got Pogba. Obviously, his was a long shot, but yeah, Pogba scored, and Rashford scored, and Greenwood scored. But like I think that if they take the lead and we equalize, it could stay as a draw. But I could see them going for it. You know, they'll probably try and go for the win, and we could just hit them on the counter and you know get that one goal that we need.
The thing is, in like previous seasons, you know, West Ham would have gone into this game like we're just gonna play for a point. But this year they're like we can beat United. Yeah, exactly. So I kind of know what you're saying. If it goes 1-1, they're gonna think,
let's go for kill.
Let's get 3 points, and plus they kind of need it if they want to get Champions League.
Yeah.
Obviously they've got that game in hand against Brighton to overtake Chelsea, but like they need to keep up with what Chelsea are doing. And I mean, I'd expect Chelsea to beat Leeds, therefore meaning that West Ham would have to beat United. So it'll be an interesting one, definitely. I think that's, even though the North London derby, the North London derby's a game of the weekend, but you know that position-wise, West Ham United is probably the most important.
Yeah.
But like obviously the North London derby in terms of just because it's a North London derby, but yeah. I think it's got all the makings of a great weekend.
Sakaya, obviously, I just want to say, where do you think you guys will finish this season?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Because it's been tough, obviously, for Arsenal. Like I don't know, like even when you've gone on good runs, like, you just stayed in a similar position, really. Like you haven't really, you know, Tottenham. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously Tottenham were what were they like 9th, 8th, 9th, and obviously they won a few wins, and now they're 7th now. I thought they were 6th.
7th.
But they gone up to Tottenham are still in contention for Europa League next season. Do you think you
Europa
guys
League? We're in contention for Champions League.
Nah, they're still in the shout for Champions League.
We got a game in hand and Chelsea 5 points behind. Yeah, game in hand though.
I don't know. I think you can't rule out. You know, you got West Ham there. You got obviously Chelsea, West Ham. You've got Everton as well. Aston Villa. Villa have got a few games in hand, don't they? Yeah.
Oh, they've only got one on the Arsenal. And we're 2 points behind.
But Everton obviously are a bit inconsistent, but you know, I hope Everton get Europa League football, man. I like.
Yeah, I'd love to see Ancelotti
over Spurs anything.
He's got a long-term plan with that team, though. I've been saying it for ages. I just think, you know, he's getting them to play his style of play, and like it's slowly working. He's getting his favourites in. They reckon if they get Europe, they can get Isco.
Oof, that's
big signing.
Because that's what I mean. Like he's gotten like Digne, what's it called, Rodriguez. They've got Andre Gomez even signed with them, didn't he? But like they've just gotten like some players that you wouldn't expect to go to. Like, don't get me wrong, Everton have always been a really solid Premier League side, but like just outside the Big Six. But like there's always been other teams that have always got the Europa League place in that. Like they don't have European football, so it was always surprising to me that Ancelotti chose Everton.
They were in the Europa League a couple of years back, I remember.
Yeah, no,
they've like Rooney.
Been there a few times, but like, you generally they always just miss out on Europe. They usually come 7th or 8th in the league. So
back in the glory days of Everton, they were the biggest club in the country. And to be honest, like I would put them as a top 6 in terms of biggest clubs in the country, just because like their fan base is actually huge. Like, they've probably got a bigger fan base than Tottenham, I'd say.
Maybe. You know what? They are nuts, man. I went to watch once. I went to see a Everton game. Like it was a away game, and like they don't like stop chanting for like 90 minutes. Full on. Yeah.
Their class. I remember they came to the Den. We beat them, but they were, I had to throw that in. But their fans are class. Like they're the proper. People say that like people from Liverpool. It's a bit like in Manchester. People from Manchester tend to support City. People from... Well, actually, I think Liverpool is kind of 50-50. Like, if you're on one side, you're Liverpool.
Yeah, it's very divided. There's some people... In some families, there's like an Everton fan and a Liverpool fan. Like some brothers are Liverpool fans, some are Everton fans.
Because it started off with
Everton,
Liverpool...
nowhere near.
Sorry?
Nowhere near Spurs.
What do you mean?
Like, we've got over double them.
What, in terms of fans?
Yeah.
I think
7 million, they got 3 million.
On Instagram, yeah. I think
no, not on Instagram. On like overall, on Instagram we have 10 million followers. I know that.
Obviously Spurs is a bigger club. Yeah. But I think like, what Kieran meant was like in terms of hardcore fans.
Trophies. They've got more. I think. They're like back in the day. When they had like Dixie Dean, they actually did used to be the biggest club in the country.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being.
I'll shut my mouth.
But yeah, I think that wraps it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
You want to shut up, man. Sounds good.
But yeah, cheers for watching. Cheers for coming on, Sakai.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.